yep. Woo! Woo! Nice.
Crazy.
Yo, there you go. That's my bro. I'm telling you. Something light, fresh. I ain't been on my hand in 30 years. Workout since 2019. Let's see what I got for 30 years. Hold on. I guess if I want to say you don't use it, you lose it. That's a lie. I don't use it. You lose it. But the more you practice it, the more you can get it. There you go, my boy. Keep investing. Never walk backwards. Walk forwards. Big fact. Mind up. The lifestyle, baby. Big fact. Big fact. What do you know about that? Yeah! Yo, I wanted you to do that set. Yeah! Now I feel like I'm 200 pounds. Yo, he's a beast, son. Look. Yeah, boy. Yo, look. Yes, he made it. Y'all already
RipRightHD out here, man.
This journal's in the building.
My boy.
Living legend, man.
Finally. Well, what's happening,
I went
bro?
past the octagon and seen Zeph in
Hey,
there.
word. That's it, the octagon right there, man. That's
Getting
the
it
spot.
in. Let's go.
But
The
today
grit.
we here. We here today.
We at the grit, y'all.
Today we here. Oh man. We in here. Yo, shout out to my boy RipRight, man. My boy is working with the facts, man.
You gotta bring. What's his name? Steve.
Stip K, Stipich.
He said he gotta come bless
Absolutely. This year we trying to make it happen, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To all the RipRightHD disciples, YouTubers, and viewers, welcome back to another video on RipRightHD. And today I got my boy with me, man.
Irvin, Felix, with the fitness journals.
So y'all already know what it is. Stay tuned and stay ripped.
بالاجتهادات التقريب هذا حد العالم هذا طالق هذا راسخ والى اخره تحت
Alright guys, so today we're doing a handstand tutorial with the handstand king himself. So he's gonna be explaining the beginner stages and what exercises you should be doing to actually get the handstand. And this is definitely something I've been working on.
There we go. Yo, shout out once again to my boy RipRightHD. It's your boy Irvin, Felix, and today, look, you see the handstand, it's a cool party trick, but it definitely has some real actual functional steps that you can use in real life. Building shoulders, especially if you're just doing calisthenics. You're like, I'm not lifting weights. What can I do to build shoulders, traps? Remember, there's three major parts of your trap, or three parts of your traps. Upper, middle, let's show them. Upper, middle, and lower. So you gotta remember that. You want structural balance. A lot of the times, think about it, when we're doing calisthenics, we just focus on the anterior. We're not focusing on the posterior. So everyone just doing pushing movements. They get structural imbalance, they get kyphosis. You can't say you're a calisthenics athlete if you're not practicing balance. So not gonna get too scientific, let's get into it. How far are you along in your handstand journey?
Well, the longest I held a handstand is about 30 seconds, but then I stopped for months. So I'm just getting back on handstands for the last week. And you know, I'm learning new things. And now I'm holding it for maybe 5 seconds, but it's like when my first handstand, be my longest handstand, and after that I just can't hold it.
So it's just like it's like a one trick. It's
Yeah.
like
As soon
if
as
you get lucky, boom, and then after that it's not consistent.
Every time I come
Okay.
in the gym, the first time I try it, I hold it for a little bit and then
That's it. Okay, so number one is always deconstructing the exercise. Always. Any exercise you want, any advanced exercise you want to perform, you have to deconstruct it. What muscles are involved, what movements are involved, all these things in performing this exercise. So we're gonna go over to the wall. Look, When I learned the handstand, I didn't learn on the wall, but I'm not telling you that's how you should do it. You want to make sure safety over everything. So what muscles are we actually engaging? Assuming, now if you have no upper body strength whatsoever, this won't apply to you. You would have to go through the basics of actual calisthenics. Don't even attempt to do a handstand if you have no upper body strength. So if you can't even do a push-up without your hands collapsing, do not attempt to do this. Got it? Straight up. So, assuming you have some strength like my guy right here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna walk, well, before we even walk up against the wall, because some people, they don't have the confidence, they feel like they might tumble over. So, it's not always necessarily the strength, it's the confidence. Like, I don't wanna fall, I might hurt myself, break my back. So, number one, you're gonna come in front of the wall like this, about that distance right there. Shoulder width apart, sometimes a little bit wider, sometimes a little bit closer, depending on really what makes you feel most comfortable, but allowing the energy, which I'm gonna be talking about a lot, to transfer through your bones and not through your muscle, which is inevitable that there will be, obviously your muscles will be engaged, but what I mean by that, you want your joints to be locked as much as possible. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna kick up, let's watch me first. Kick up, don't try and touch the wall just yet, just kick up, find it, okay? Kick up, bent leg, with your leg bent like that, you see? Bent leg, squeeze the floor with the fingers. Bring in the core, like act like you're bringing your belly button into your spine. Hold and come down, So something like that, where we at? We would rep that out for some time. Now, like I said, assuming that you have upper body strength. If you don't, you would do supplemental drills, pike push-ups, things like this. Putting your feet up on an elevated surface, just like I was like, just how I had my knee bent like that. You do the same thing and just hold. Isometrics are your best friend when trying to build the strength. We got that, right? Got it. Isometrics are your best friend when trying to build the strength. So we're gonna do it again. You would do that, something like that, kick up, hold for 10 seconds. Obviously, if you've never done it before, less time, 5 seconds, fine. You continue, you build after a couple weeks until you can hold it for a minute. A minute really isn't that long to hold it against the wall. Some people, they hold, some monks do it for an hour. I've literally seen videos that you can check it on the internet, and they hold that freestanding for times like that. Same thing again, measure the distance. I'm just gonna show you guys, I'm not gonna do all the sets obviously, but once you build your confidence more and more, then you play with it. You see me tapping the wall? So you see that until you get the ability to engage and use your fingers. If you feel like your body is falling down this way, push your hands into the palm that way. If you feel like you're tipping over, dig your fingers in, but not too much, otherwise it's gonna throw off your balance. We got that?
Yeah.
Let's give it a try,
Bent leg.
Bent leg, measure the distance.
So, yeah.
Yep, just like that. So remember, joints locked out. You can do a micro bend when kicking up, and then as you come up, just to bounce it off, don't shoot it out, but gently extend the elbow. Bring the core in, keep the legs straight, stacking the joints. So I want you to just play with the toe. Tap, tap, just only ever so slightly. Squeeze the core, squeeze the fingers. Squeeze the core, squeeze the fingers. Push off a little bit more. You see, so hold on. You see what you did there? You caught it when you were about to fall over, and it held you for a little bit longer? What did you do there that enabled that to happen?
This.
Squeezing the floor. So guys, remember, the fingers play a vital role in your ability to catch your balance. Just like your toes, if you're about to fall over, what am I doing?
Yeah, you digging your toes.
Digging your toes, same thing, it doesn't change with the hands. Now I'm gonna show you something else. A lot of people, sometimes their wrist doesn't have the ability to do that, to go up against the wall like that. Doing something, the same thing, not doing something, doing the same thing. With this, no different. So this by using the parallettes, it enables the tension to be taken off the wrist. It's not in a extended fashion. It's just passing right through the joint. So you see here, when I'm holding the parallette straight through, here, a lot of tension on the ligaments and the muscles of the wrist. So you would do that. I'm not going to show that because it's really the same thing. I'm going to show you now a further exercise to progress past what we just did there, right? So you build up the confidence to hold that, and bailing is very important too. Bailing. What is bailing? If you're holding a handstand, you want to be able to bail. You see? So, because the next drill that I'm going to show you, you need to be able to bail properly. So, bailing, you twist, bail. Give it a try. And concentrate. It's a lot of mind work. Concentrate. Do it again. Do it again. Concentrate. Hold on. Before. Okay? Concentrate. Hey, you held it. I want you to do that again. But what I'm telling you to do is concentrate on what's being engaged. Fingers, shoulders. Are your shoulders wide? Are your elbows out? Think about what's going on with the body. Are my toes pointed? Am I squeezing my core? Go through a mental checklist of all those things. What's actually taking place with my body right now? Bail. Okay? Good. So we're going to come over here, right? Now we're walking backwards up the wall, right? We're walking. And you can even do this, for example, for drills as well. You can walk up the wall, walk back down. Walk up the wall, walk back down. If you don't feel like, and don't wait until your arms start to shake and shiver under your weight, because you don't want to collapse like that. Number one, always safety, that's what we want to focus on. So you start like that, okay, do I got it? Walk up. Don't go all the way just yet. Feel how you feel, okay? I think I got it. Nice and straight line.
Facing the wall.
Facing the wall. Pushing, don't let your body be like that. Push.
Locked out.
Locked out. So as you see, just my core is touching the wall. My feet?
Feet is off the wall.
Yep.
I've tried this, but the opposite way, going all the way to the wall to where my feet was off the wall, and it was almost like just my lower back almost. Is that cool?
There are two things. That is not, that's the progression, that's the regression before going into this.
Okay, got it.
So now taking the next step to build that confidence, because now the only way you could go is this way. And which typically is what happens either when someone's like, oh, I'm freaking out, I don't want to kick too much, and then overshoot. Now, when you have your face facing the wall, there's only one possible way. Now you really have to engage, squeeze the core, squeeze the fingers. It's a different type of neuromuscular type of facilitation that you're thinking. Okay, now, instead of worrying about falling over this way when your feet are up against the wall, I have to worry about the opposite way. So just because in real life of doing a handstand, that's what's going on.
Got it.
Give it a try. So after this, I'm going to tell you exactly how to put it all together, how many you should do, what not, how long you should hold. Now squeeze, remember the fingers, Bring the core in, hold it.
Am I straight?
You're straight, you're just, lock out your elbows a little bit more, there we go. And come down. So, and which one would you say is more challenging? And the breathing is important as well.
I think that feels a little more challenging.
There you go. So putting all these things together. Now I'm going to give you one more very important exercise which you can perform. Oh, the red box is gone. This is okay. If you have something like a 10 or 25 pound, all right, cool. 10 or 25 pound plate, this is a perfect exercise to perform this. And you can put it on your ankles as well. So, yeah, we'll use this just so you have a greater range of motion. I'm going to go this way. Come towards the edge of it, right? So, like I said, you can do this with your body weight or with the plate, just like this. So remember, the handstand is such a, you're not just sitting there like how you are against the wall. It's a dynamic movement. So, you're
engaging, releasing, squeezing.
And so you can do a greater range, more slight. And then the same thing, you would rotate things, right? Same thing. From side to side, so I can go like this. Oh, lost it. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to engage that core to maintain.
So this is actually working on your form and core at the same time.
And obviously, as a unilateral exercise, you want to make sure every side you do the same thing with the other side as well. So as you see, this part of my body is off. And you can raise, drop. I would say even before doing the wall, doing a drill like this. So now how do we put it all together? So performing something like that, you can do it for reps or you can do it for time. But what you want to make sure that you do balance of everything. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Balance of everything. If you do this side, you gotta do the same thing on the other side. If you do it, and also even doing it like this. And one last thing. Straddling makes it a lot easier. A straddle handstand, instead of doing a straight kick up, doing a straddle.
Nice.
So just performing the straddle before bring the feet together. And don't do the handstand. I should have not done that.
Yeah.
Don't perform the handstand. Just keep it out like that. Bring the feet together, open them up. Bring the feet together, open it up. After you get to that point, you can do the same thing on the wall as well.
Yo, thanks for tuning in, guys, man. We here once again. Had a great tutorial by the fitness journals, man. Irvin, Felix, John, man.
And one more thing I gotta add. Look, there's so many different variations of exercise you can perform, but these are kind of like best practice. Safety, obviously that's what you want above all. So don't even attempt to do that if you don't follow the basic exercise that my boy does. He got them on his channel, right? You got those? Yeah, exactly. Doing the push-up, do those type of routines, build their strength, and then get into doing stuff like that.
I think if he has enough energy, we're gonna finish it off with a tiger bend.
Let's do that. Let's do it.
We're
Let's
gonna
do it.
finish it
And
off.
I should add, I know, like what? There's no excuses. I have not worked out probably for all of 2019.
All
so
2019.
This is my reintroduction right now.
Right,
Yeah, believe it or not.
He was recovering.
Yep.
Woo! Woo! Nice.
Crazy.
Yo, y'all seen it here first, man.
He's still here, man.
Stay tuned.
It's always a warm-up.
And stay ripped.
You know that. Ready to go, bro.
Indeed, in the body, literal translation, is a lump of flesh, a piece of meat. إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّهُ. And when that lump of flesh